Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello fam, welcome back to our channel. If this is your first time of seeing this channel, kindly hit on the red subscribe button and the bell notification icon to get both subscribed and notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. A lot is happening right now. EFCC is going through so much upholding. There's so much complete change of staff. Yes, you heard me. The presidency have taken time to see that this investigation should go uninterrupted, as there's a lot of changes going on. Senior staffs of EFCC are being removed, suspended, just the way their boss, Ibrahim Mago, has been suspended, as President Muhammad Buhari has suspended no fewer than 11 senior officials of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, as the probe of the shenanigans under the stewardship of the disgraced Ibrahim Mago deepened. Authoritative presidency sources has said that on Tuesday night that EFCC Executive Secretary Olanipekun Olakayode was among the senior officials suspended. According to the source, they were suspended for various alleged criminal and corrupt infractions. The suspension of the officials was also to allow for unfiltered investigation of the commission. All the top officials in the agency have been suspended, their offices locked to prevent any tampering with files at the commission, the source added, because a lot is going on, and so a lot of touching here and there, quickly cleaning up some certain things, because investigation is going on, so we don't want to leave it like that, don't let it be touched. But let's continue with the news. As it said, as the President Buhari suspended Ibrahim Mago, the former acting chairman of the agency, last week, and appointed the Director of Operations, Mohammed Umar Abba, to hold forth. The source said Umar Abba survived the temporary purge as he was found not to be a part of the suspected underhand dealings in the agency. I knew there was going to be what we call the Mago Boys. I guess they're looking out for the Mago Boys. Let's continue. Olukayode became the secretary to the EFCC in November 2018, following confirmation by the Senate. The Ikere Ekiti-born senior lawyer was a former chief of staff to Mago. He replaced Emmanuel Aremo, whose 5-year tenure expired in July 2018. The former acting chairman of the agency is facing for the second week grilling by the presidential panel headed by Justice Ayo Salami over financial allegations and inappropriate, including money laundering and misappropriation of funds. He's facing tough questioning over allegations that he relooted funds recovered by the commission and that he accepted bribes to prevent and pervert cases of graft. Strong allegations. Let's continue. He is also accused of mismanagement of recovered assets by the EFCC. Among the issues Mago is helping the panel to resolve are wide discrepancies in figures of recovered monies published by the agency. The panel has also asked him to react to the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, NFIU, whose report accused him of siphoning money from EFCC. Oh, this is heavy. NFIU report showed that a particular bureau de change owned by Ahmed Ibrahim Shanono, linked to the acting chairman based in Kaduna, has more than 158 accounts and has been receiving huge sums of funds. The report also accused Magu of laundering money through Pastor Emmanuel Omale of Hand of God Prophetic Ministry, of which, of course, the man has come to debunk it. He said a lot of things, but let's continue with the news. We'll also give you the update on that particular news. So Omale was alleged to have bought a landed property on behalf of Mago worth 573 million naira in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Another individuals Another individual who is helping in laundering funds for the acting chairman and who has been referred to in several petitions is one pastor, Emmanuel Omole, Hand of God Prophetic Ministry, man of God. He is reported to have traveled to Dubai with Mr. Magu, and his name was used in purchasing property in Dubai for Mr. Magu. As an unknown pastor, the NFIU's report showed huge movement of funds ranging from 573,228,040 naira 41 kobo, the report said. Omole has denied laundering the money for Magu. Magu has also been accused of allegedly failing to give proper account of missing 332 out of the 836 recovered real estate property as of March 2018. Hey, Nigeria, I hail thee. Nigeria, my country, I hail thee. But these allegations that has not been proven so yet. He's still under investigation. But let me quickly take a quick response to the issue of the Hand of God, the Pastor Emmanuel Omole, the Hand of God Prophetic Ministry. The man came up with his lawyers. He got a son, advocate of Nigeria, to defend him, saying that he's not a thief. He has not collected any money from any Mr. Magu or any amount or whatsoever. He doesn't have such amount from Magu, or like he doesn't even own any property in Dubai. And he said this very quickly. I want all of us to reason. Let's look at it objectively. He said Ibrahim Magu is a member of his inter-religious church. And I asked a question. Sorry, I'm just asking. Maybe you people have answer to it. He said Magu is a member of his church, and his church is an inter-religious church, which means Magu now is a Christian. He now worships a Christian God. I thought Magu is a Muslim and goes to mosques. So now church now is not an inter-religious center. Amazing. But that's what I looked at it from another angle. Some other Nigerians are saying a church member, a pastor can afford the services of SAN. My brother, leave that part. The truth of the matter is our pastors are stupendously very rich. They are very rich. If it's that one, I know he can afford it, because if we don't want to go there, tithes and offering, don't go there. They have the money. But where I'm looking at is the fact that he mentioned that Ibrahim Magu is a member of his church, and his church is an inter-religious church which permits you, allows you to come the way you are, worship God, please. Let's continue. Let's feel the pulse of Nigerians over this, because Nigerians have started talking, because Nigerians are saying this is good, because we're not expecting this from the presidency. That's to tell you that this time around, it looks like Malami, AGF Malami means business. Don't also forget that AGF Malami has been in the news too for over some of this alleged corruption from his part. But one at a time. Let's see how this plays out. But Nigerians are started reacting. One or two Nigerians are saying all recovered funds and properties from Magu will still be relooted by another set of top officials. He said the circle still continues. But that's the problem we have in Nigeria. All right. Yes, they removed the first set, the first set of EFCC bosses for some of these singular reasons. They were embarrassed, disgraced out of office. People thought that when Magu comes, it's going to be a saint. It's a circle thing. It's a system problem. Like some dangerous Nigerians will say, until we bring it out from its roots, uproot it from its roots, Nigeria will not get better when it comes to corruption. The Yorubas will say, let us scatter the whole thing and let's start all over again. The only way out is to permit means harsh, but to do the Jerry Rawlings style. Make sure the corrupt ones are eliminated totally. Then let's start afresh. But then it takes the hardened mind of Nigerians to do that. Is it possible? It's a system error. And when it's a system error, who goes out? If the system has error, that means if you want to begin to repair the whole system, it may crash down. Trying to bring it out may crash down. So you need to total upholding it and reboot. But I guess that's what the presidency is trying to do now, to totally change EFCC system, at least those who are loyal to Magu, that's the Magu boys, and see how the investigation will play out. I hope it comes out true though, because Nigerians are waiting, Nigerians are watching, Nigerians want to see truth come up, because we all know that even when it comes to the days of the Yahoo boys, we get to very quickly their trial, the information comes out. But right now, we are still the information that is coming out is explosive. Every day we hear things that will blow our mind. Nigeria goes about borrowing monies in billions, and the monies we hear that are looted is in billions. Very soon we'll start hearing in trillions, and nothing is being done. The annoying part is that we are going to make so much noise about this, and to just simmer. We don't get to hear what eventually comes out of this. Is there going to be will there be punitive measures? And these are the things we're looking at. I think for us to go forward, there should be death by hanging for any corrupt official found guilty. It should be a matter of urgency. There should be a public hearing to this, and ask Nigerians, what do you prefer will be the punitive measures for corrupt politicians, and hear what an average Nigerian would tell you about this matter. But then, will the Senate look into it and see to it? Because if the punitive measures are really hard, it will discourage people from looting. Don't even think that if you push this one away, the next that are coming will even do worse. Last tenure was in millions. This tenure is in billions. The next tenure will be in trillions. Yes, you heard me. Until something is drastically done from the foundation, Nigeria is headed for the rocks. But that's where we're going to wrap it up. What's your take on this? I feel that the government is doing the right thing by changing, the Mago boys, or changing the senior staff, those who have been indicted in this whole thing. Remember, they're still it's still an allegation until found guilty. So it's still alleged. Let's see how it plays out, and let's see if Ibrahim Mago will come out of this, unscratched, or if he's going to come out, or if he's going to eventually go to jail. We don't know. Time will tell. Let's meet in our comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned.